Okay, perfect. So I actually got a couple of requests asking them to help with social media AI, and they were facing issues which are directly related to producing new content every day. So I was just thinking across this part where I've also created this for a couple of my clients. Is that after a long day of work, the last thing that you want to do is figure out what to post on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and X, that is Twitter. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to actually have a system where you can just directly put in the news article's link, and that gets summarized, and then that directly goes to your particular social media platform in your tone and your style of writing. This would directly help your personal brand be engaged with the followers, and this can actually run on regular intervals on a particular time every day, so that you don't really have to worry about posting anymore. And this tool can actually this process can actually optimize a lot of your time and energy, and actually focus towards curating the articles that you want to notify your followers with. So, like for example, if it was WWDC Apple's event yesterday night. So what can I do with my audience is that I can actually put in the news articles link that will automatically get summarized, and then that can be posted to my followers. So this is something which is highly possible with automation. So this tool that we're going to use now is called Make.com. Make.com is an RPA, Robotic Processing Automation tools, that allows you to string together different types of softwares in an automation flow. I'll show you how to set this one up today. I have more videos on this. If you have any kind of questions, please do comment below, and I will do my best to help you through this. Before we jump into the direct automation, I would want to run you through the flow once again, which is we're going to take the article link from Google Sheets that you will be saving in here, and that particular article link will be passed to Perplexity AI. Perplexity AI is very similar to OpenAI, which is again a large language model. But the only advantage with Perplexity's AI is that it is pretty fast. Plus, the free version on Perplexity AI will allow their system to actually be able to scrape through the link that you provide, can go through that article, summarize the information for us, and give us back the information to our automation flow, which can again be used by us to play with that particular data. Earlier, OpenAI did have that feature, but they've restricted that only to Plus users and a particular custom GPT because of, I think, the reasons where people are abusing that particular software. However, we will use Perplexity's AI to summarize the article, then use that processed data into a router to have four particular scenarios, directions in here, which will be going to link in order to post on LinkedIn. It needs to have the tone and tonality of how we post on LinkedIn. We can give examples, we can teach it what we exactly want to achieve, and then same for Twitter, same for Instagram, same for Facebook. In the space of Instagram, we can actually create a system where it will also generate a social media image which can be posted on Instagram, that can actually be used across all the flows. But we will specifically go for Instagram in this case. And if you would want any kind of more complex images to be generated, that is pretty easy after we set up the flow. So so let's just directly jump into the automation part for me to be able to guide you through this. Okay, so here we are in Make.com. I will give you a link below which will directly get you to this position where you can log in into Make, and then you just need to click on create a new scenario. By the way, this is a free account, and you can upgrade after a certain point if that is required. But once we are in here, we basically need to connect this is basically a particular automation where we can name the automation, like in this case I can write it SMM AI uh, 1. Okay, and then this is the first plus button which is being shown in here is basically your uh, trigger for the automation. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to choose Google Sheets. So you just need to click on the plus and then come on Google Sheets. It's going to populate multiple triggers from what we can do with the Google Sheets. In this case, what we're going to do is basically click on Watch New Rows. This will automatically connect when there is a new row added in our Google Sheet. So we will click this and then we need to choose a particular file in here. I don't really have a file, so what I'll do is I'll just go to Google Sheets. I will create a new blank spreadsheet, which in this case will be SMM AI article. Okay, so this I can name the name the first one article URL, and that is it, and I can put in the status in here so that we know what is going to happen. Okay, so now that we have the Google Sheet in here, what we can do is we can connect that Google Sheet with this. Excuse me. So I've selected that, and then the sheet name, which is the name which is shown on the bottom in here, which is sheet 1. So sheet 1, and then it contains the header CS, and then I just want it to process. This is basically the number of articles it will process at one given time. The lower the number, it's going to go smoother, but if you have like a lot of articles which you ideally wouldn't have, I'm assuming, then we don't really need a bigger number here. 1 is pretty good. So 1 is good. So now that we have the article sheet in here, we have the row for article URL, and the status is empty right now. What we can do is we can put in the article URL in here. So I'll put down WWDC 2024. So I just need to choose an article which I think will be good for my processing. So I can take so I can take this. No, this is not an article which I think is good. So I'll take this. Is also not so good. Okay, so the word is good. Okay, so I will take this article, and then I can take another article from this website just to give you an understanding. So I can take this. Yeah, perfect. So now that we have 2 articles, what we need to do in here is once we have the Google Sheets trigger which is being used in here, we have set up the trigger. Now we need to connect Perplexity AI, which is this. Again, it is pretty simple to log in into this. On the home page, you have an option to log in. I'll just re-log in for you to understand. Sign out. Yes. So yeah, so this is how it's going to show. Now we need to sign in with our account. In my case, I use Google, and then here we are inside our Perplexity. So what we need to do in here is we need to go into settings, and then API, and then here we're gonna need to set up the we need to connect the API from here to our make scenario. In this case, okay, so perplex. Okay, so we need to complete a chat, we need to establish a connection, and then we need to setting up the credit card in here, which can this is something which is required again in here. Okay, so it depends on what you want to use. Perplexity or OpenAI, both are pretty similar in terms of summarization. So in my case, I have already installed the OpenAI's module, so I would actually use that. to create a completion in here, and then what we need to do in here is, well, this is the node that comes up, and then we need to select create a chat completion in here, and then the model can be the latest one, which is 4.0, and then add message, and then user, and then here this is a prompt system. This is the first message that you're sending to that particular node uh, of AI. So here we have a user which will basically pretty much write a simple statement which is summarize this article, and the article spreadsheet article URL in here, and then this is gonna, okay, so this is the okay, and then once you, so this summarizes article, and then here from the Google Sheet it basically read all the rows that we have in terms of with their headers, and what we need to choose in here is the article URL, because we have our article inside article URL as a header. So we just pull that article URL in here, and then the maximum number of tokens is basically the number of it is a currency that we speak to with OpenAI. In our case, we'll just click 2048, and once we have that, this is gonna create a completion of that particular summarize of that, but it's gonna create a summarization of that particular article. So create summary can be the name of this, and then get news URL. Okay, so I can directly just like click on run once in here. It's got this. Now key points and except from to summarize it for you. So okay, so now OpenAI is not allowing us to summarize directly using this. So alternatively, what we can also do is, okay, so reading through things, basically OpenAI does not allow to scrape even after paid after or even using a paid plan right now. So I had to come back to Perplexity and top this up with a particular API with my card, just like for this video, and then I will just directly generate an API key. Please do not use my API key because this will not be valid anymore. Perplexity, and then we create a chat completion in here. We establish a connection. This is going to be the name of the connection, which is in my case Anish, and then I put the API key which will save this. And once this is established, we are going to use llama. Yeah, this is good. And then we can, the max, this one will be 2040, and the same thing that we're going to use. Content should be summarize this article for me, and then we will use this, and the role will be by user. Okay, and then we press OK, and then okay, and yes, so what we'll do is we will do this here and delete this row so that we can run this. This is now gonna catch. We got this Verge WWDC one, and then we got output here, which is no, output is here. So we get once the scenario runs, we basically get a bubble in here on the top right. We can click on that, and this is the input that the node got, which is summarize this article with a link, and here is the output. This is the total usage. Completion tokens was total tokens were 340, and then this is the output. This the article discuss blah blah blah. So we have the summary here. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna use that output to create specific type of ad copy, specific type of post copy for individual social media accounts, social media platforms. In our case, we will be using a node called router in here, which will allow us to create multiple routes with the same data, and then we are gonna have 4, and then here we can have we can use OpenAI's what you call OpenAI's node for using that particular summary to create a specific type of post, a specific type of post here. So we are going to use this model which is 40 and then OK, and then the max token is again 2048 and then OK, and then here this is the user, and what we are going to be using in here is okay, we can use this for LinkedIn. So digital marketing specialist create an Instagram post about the following artificial intelligence article. Ensure that the content is visually appealing and includes an inspirational message. Use emojis to enhance engagement. Here's the okay, we can also use relevant hashtags at the end of the post. Here's the summary of the article that I want you to turn into an Instagram post, and we can directly choose the output from here, which is this. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's in this particular route. So basically the summary which we get here, it's going to be passed into all the 4 directions. So in the first direction it's going to take that particular summary and ask OpenAI to create an Instagram post with that, and then we're giving it a max token count which is 2048 in here. So this is going to generate an Instagram post for us. Now here we will do the same thing for another one, which is for model 40 and the user, and then here it can be for LinkedIn post. Okay, LinkedIn to 2048 and then here we are gonna do the same thing for Facebook post for user Facebook, and then we're gonna do the same thing for Twitter. Create completion. We can tweak this depending on what you are trying to achieve and what your tone will be. I'm just showing you the method in here for you to be able to understand how the whole automation part works. Okay, so let's assume, so now that we have all the 4 things in here, this is generating Instagram, this is for LinkedIn, this is for Facebook, and this is for Twitter. Now that we have the 4 things in here, we can directly ask the automation to publish it to our social media this thing node, or we can put it back into our Google Sheet, which is ideally this. So what I can do is I can do processed posts. Okay, and then here I can have all the posts which can be social, I can do like, for the same article I can do like you news article, and then here I can have Facebook, no, I can have like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. So this will give me the output will be here. Okay, and then now what I can do is I can actually update the Google Sheet in here. So Instagram, and then we update a row, and then the row number here we have to choose that row number. So here we have to choose the spreadsheet ID first, which in our case is SMM AI article, and then the sheet is processed posts, and then the row number. No, I don't really want the row number here. I want to not update. I want to. Should we update the row? Okay, so what we can do is what we can do is we can choose the social media platform, caption, yeah. So this way this can give us the, okay. Now what we can do is we can just like add the row, add a row into that particular sheet again, which is this. This process posts, it contains the headers, and then the social media platform in this case is Instagram, and the caption we get is this. It's gonna bring out the result. Yeah, this will be the result. Okay, we will add another row. So in this case we can duplicate this via just like click on cloning and then bring it here and then open this. So this has selected that particular article from the previous one. So we go into the process post, and then here we will need LinkedIn, and the result is something which we have to replace from using this, and then OK, and then clone, and then it will put here, and then we open it. Same thing again, Facebook. The result is here, and then clone, and then Twitter. Okay, so this will basically align the whole sheet for us. It will like beautify the scenario. Now that we have this position, it is gonna save. Okay, perfect. So what we can do is we can click on run once for it to summarize, use summary, and then create all these things so that we can recheck. So now it got the URL. No, it did not work. Okay, so what we need to do is here. Okay, we've not updated the status again. So what we can do is we can actually redo this here and then delete those particular rows, and then now it should work. And then okay, so what I need to do is I can select it. Okay. No, I can now summarize this. No new row. Just work. It is not catching that file. So what I can do is I just wanted to take something. Yeah, so now it took the words WWDC1 again. It is now summarizing the article. and then in the router it moved to Instagram to create a caption for that. Once it is in Instagram, we got the output in here, which is on this pop-up, and here in the content, unveiling, blah blah blah, keychain, and all the ideas and WWDC, etc. And then it got saved into the Google Sheet, which is this. Now that we have the caption for Instagram, then we have a caption for LinkedIn, then we have a caption for Facebook, we have a caption for it's processing the caption for Twitter. So as you can see that how the whole process worked in terms of executing it till here. Now what we need to do is add each individual this thing into Instagram. Let's say choose Instagram for business and create a photo post. But before that we do not have a post. We do not have an image in here. So what we can do is we can delete this node and then add a new node, which is again OpenAI, and then generate an image. Here we can choose DALI 3 and the prompt should be uh, create a social media image for uh, the for this post, for the post below, for the post caption below. Avoid using text inside the image because OpenAI, the DALI does not really give a good output of the text that you're trying to achieve because because of obvious reasons. So we try to actually avoid that. And if you want to add any kind of text, there are again different methods where we can use something like placeit to place text directly on your image, or you can actually manually bring that into Canva and then put it in another Google Drive, which can be used for uploading. So we avoid the image, and then here what we will do is we will take the result from this and put it here, caption, and this is gonna give me an image, and then that image can be used for Instagram for business, create a photo post, and then you choose the connection. If you do not already have a connection, just click on add and then add the account. And then here in this case we will be getting the image from here, and then you will choose that particular URL in here, and then the caption from the previous post, which is this, it has to be used in here, and then this will automatically post to Instagram. The same thing will work for LinkedIn to create a user post. Oh sorry, this is a delete post. So this can be LinkedIn and create a user text post, and then choose that particular connection of if you do not have a connection, click on add and add your connection, and then the LinkedIn result, that result from your previous node, which is the LinkedIn OpenAI node, and then the media type is empty, public, okay, and then you can use the same thing for Facebook pages, and then create a post. You should have a connection in here. If you do not have a connection, click on add and then choose a particular page. I have chosen this post and a page, and then you choose from the result from this, click on OK, and then the same thing for Twitter. Create a post, text content will be the result from this. So again, there are this is how it can work. I can directly run this, and then this is the interval. You can schedule the setting of running this. You don't really want to post every 15 minutes. So what you can do is once every day at so and so time, and this will take the news article from here and create things for that, and then come back to post across all the mediums. And as you can see, I have not connected the status part here. What we can do is we can create another module in here to update the Google Sheet, which will be update a row, because we have the new, because we have the URL, because we have the row number from the previous node, and then you click on the spreadsheet ID, select that particular Google sheet, and then the sheet name, which is sheet 1. In our case, we have the row number from the previous one, which is the row number 4, and then the status has to be done. So this will, once this runs, this will basically get the status here as done, so that we don't have to rerun this, and then we can create another filter in here to filter only the rows which do not, okay, which are not done. The condition is that the status is it should be empty. So this ideally will create a filtration, like as soon as we get the row from here, it is gonna check if it is not done, and if it is not done, then only it's gonna push to perplexity to summarize it. Then it will update the row once we summarize that, and then we use that information from the summary of the perplexity into Instagram, into OpenAI's Instagram node of Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, and then that will be added to the Google Sheet. You can also create a notification system in here, which you can get on Discord or Slack or an email for approval, and then it's going to create an image in here and then push it to Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So it is very important that we take care of uh, testing and finalizing the things, because what we get as an output in here from OpenAI, there can be very slight possibility of it having errors. So ideally you would want to review, because this is ultimately on your name, and you wouldn't really want to post it randomly without actually reviewing it, because this will directly impact your growth, on your social media. So it is very important that you review your automation, and before you start automating, it is very important that you do the whole process manually, understand the flaws, and then start automating it, because once you create an automation, it becomes difficult for you to uh, change. It is not very difficult to change, sorry, but it might be very difficult for you to connect the dots, to remember all the dots of how things are working. So it is very important that you do it manually first and then start automating. And once everything is placed and everything is sorted, then the system will take URL once per day on a particular time, and then start creating this system. I hope it is not very difficult, and this is very fascinating. I try to create as beginner friendly tutorial as possible in the last 10 to 20 minutes. You can set up, I have shown that how you can set up the whole social media system that will post for you every day. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any specific automation that you're looking for, please do comment on my video. I will try my best to release a video on that. So once again, thank you so much.